2 kookaburras in here, so we're going to introduce you to our female. She's thinking about it. So she should come down to me in just a second. And so this is Nova. She is a laughing kookaburra. A little easier for you. There we go. This is Nova. Again, she is a laughing kookaburra. This is the largest species of kingfisher in the world. We do have kingfishers here in Florida as well. So if you hang out near lakes or rivers, you might see a belted kingfisher here in Florida. They are a relative of the laughing kookaburra here. Again, these are the largest kingfisher in the world. And they can be found in Australia. This is one of the few Australian species that we have here on exhibit at the zoo. They can be found in dry forested areas in their natural habitat. And these guys are a little different from a traditional kingfisher. So the kingfishers here in Florida are true fishers. They like to hang out near lakes and rivers, and they will hunt fish. Where our kookaburras here, they much prefer to eat terrestrial animals. So things like mice, meaning lizards, frogs, snakes even. They are known to eat pretty large snakes. They can eat snakes up to about 3 feet long. That's a huge animal. We're going to see if we can get her to come back over, but she might not be too interested in the food I have for her today. But again, they can eat fairly large food items. But if you look at their beak, it's really long and straight. Not really great for tearing and ripping like a hawk or an eagle, anything like that. So instead, they have a different technique for eating these live food items. If any of you at home are chefs, you know that tenderizing meat is really important. So kookaburras believe this as well. So in order to eat those larger food items, they are actually going to whack them on their branches of the trees. They might even drop them from high up in the trees to help soften those food items, and they are going to swallow their food whole. So these guys don't really have great table manners, but again, they do like to really tenderize that food before they swallow it whole. They can actually eat venomous snakes in the wild too, and they have no ill effects from them. So pretty cool birds. We do have a male and a female in here. They can usually be found sitting pretty close to one another. They are quite fond of each other. Might be a little freaked out by the phone.
So we have our first question. It doesn't necessarily pertain to kookaburras, but what is your favorite species of bird to work with?
Oh, that's a really tough question. Nova here has quickly stolen my heart, but one of my favorite species to work with are macaws, because they are just full of personality. But actually all of our birds are full of personalities. But I'd have to say the parrots definitely I'm quite fond of working with. We'll see if Nova will come back up here. Another piece of food. You might be able to get a good close look at her. Gonna bring her up a little bit closer for you guys. So you can really get a good look at that beak. It's nice and long and flat, so great for mouthing their food and possibly whacking it on branches and things. Hopefully you guys got a good look at her.
So Kaylin would like to know what their favorite food is.
Their favorite food here at the zoo is going to be mice. So that's definitely their favorite food item that we offer them here. You might try to whack that little piece of food. One of their other favorite things that we do for enrichment for them is live bugs. Once we get to the end here, I do actually have some super worms that we're going to scatter on the floor for them, and they will forage on the ground for those nice big fat worms. That's another one of their favorite food items. In the wild though, they're definitely going to go for possibly snakes, lizards, frogs, and even mice.
Ava would like to know if they lay eggs.
This particular pair does not, but kookaburras in general, yes, they do lay eggs. Generally, when they're nesting, they're going to find a hollow cavity to lay their eggs in. They can lay about 3 eggs in a clutch when they are nesting. And then these guys are really family oriented. So once those babies hatch, not only are mom and dad going to help raise those babies, but their previous offspring are actually going to help as well. So these guys do live in a family unit, and the youngsters from the previous years will actually help raise those new babies too. And kookaburras are monogamous as well. So some of the other birds that you guys have met with our Zoo to You segments are monogamous. So are our kookaburras. So very loyal to each other.
So how old are they?
Nova, our female, she'll actually be a year old next week. So she's just about a year old. And our male, Raynor up at the top, he is about 5 years old. He just had his 5th birthday. So both are very young. In their natural habitat, they can live to be about 10 years old. In human care, up to maybe 15 years or so.
Are they carnivorous, or do they eat other things as well?
They are purely carnivores. So that kookaburra song, they do not eat gumdrops. They are going to be eating live prey for the most part. Yep, fish, terrestrial, vertebrates, things like that.
Luke would like to know, how long have we had them here at the zoo?
We have had kookaburras at the zoo here for many, many years. But again, our male here is about 5 years old, so he's been here since he was about a year old. I think we acquired him, and then our female here, she came to us within the last year. She's just about a year old again. They're just relaxing. It's kind of siesta time right now.
Rose would like to know, this will be our last question, why would they eat snakes out in the wild?
Well, if that's what's available, then they will eat whatever they can get that beak on. So it's just a good food source. Lots of meat in a snake. So if they can't find or are having a hard time catching some of those other prey items, then they'll definitely go for a snake. They're fairly opportunistic. All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We hope you guys enjoyed your visit in our kookaburra habitat today. And definitely remember to check us out tomorrow at 2 p.m. again. Thank you guys.